This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
This is episode 677 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for August 26, 2025. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. We are so glad, as always, to have you here. My name is Chris. I am your host for today, but I am also joined with my co-host, Lee Tracy Michelle. What's up, guys?
Feels like a long time since we've done one of these.
It does.
It has been a while, yeah.
So long that we forgot a few things.
Yeah.
We forget that every time,
We
Tracy.
do. We do.
The one of these that he is talking about is our Ultimate ride rankings that we will be tackling today. Now, once again, stepping into Universal Studios Florida for the 2 Minion theme rides at the front of the park. And we will begin with Villain Con Minion Blast. And just to recap for those who maybe have not heard these episodes prior, we basically will get a ride and we break it down into 5 different pieces or areas where we rank. One is facade, and that is everything that you can see standing in front of the ride, not including the queue of the ride if it's not visible. Next is story, and that is just how well it tells a story. Does it even tell a story? And then our third area that we rank is it worth the average wait time? And we pull those from somewhere that gives average wait times.
Thrill-data.com.
There you go. The fourth thing that we are checking or ranking is the queue. And the fifth is just the overall ride experience. And that is a little subjective because everybody has a different opinion on how good a ride is.
Yep.
Take Lee, for example. He loves Fast and Furious. Some of us, not so much. So let's kick this off. We're going to start off with Villain Con's Minion Blast, and we'll do the facade. Lee, start us off.
The facade. There isn't really one. It's such a... Because it's just a building with some posters on it. And then even the entrance to the ride itself's kind of eh. There's not a lot to it at all, quite honestly. So, like a 2? I don't feel I can give it more than a 2. Like, it's just a building. Well, there's nothing to it.
You're starting off strong.
I would agree with him.
Like the entrance, even the actual entrance of the ride, the bit you walk through to get in is just, it's like a purple arch with the name on it, and that's it. It's very, very generic and bland. So yeah, I don't think I can give it more than a 2.
Alrighty.
Wow.
And unless I already said this is out of 10, by the way.
Yeah.
Michelle?
I think I'm gonna agree with Lee on this one. I'm gonna give it a 2 as well for pretty much the same reasons. It's very underwhelming. Like, it's so easy to just walk past it and not even realize there's a ride there, because you're right. Like, you just see like the building and posters on it. And even if you're standing directly in front of the entrance to the ride itself, all you can see is more like posters, a stand where the team member stands, like right there to direct you to express or the regular queue. And then like you can't really see anything past him at all other than just a straight queue. So it's like, if you didn't know what it was, I think that people would walk up to it and be like, hey, so what is this? Like, is this a ride? Is it a show? Like, what's this all about?
That's a good point.
I'm actually looking at the entrance now, and it's a little bit.
You've had your say. You shut up. You've had your say.
It's a little bit more than I thought it was, but yeah.
Leave her for Tracy.
No, well, in my opinion, and I've walked past it many times and ridden it many times, like that is the image that it has burnt into my memory. There may be a little bit more like to it. And there are some cool, like and we'll talk more about the other stuff later, but there's some cool stuff to it, but not the facade. I don't really like the facade. I think they could have done better.
Yeah.
Tracy, why don't you enlighten us?
Well, have you ever been to a con?
No, actually, I don't think I have.
They are basically pop-ups. So things are just posters and banners thrown up. It's a temporary thing.
Okay.
So this is supposed to emulate that. This is Villain Con. You know, so that's why you've got just like your bland looking concrete exterior, because they've just found a building they can use. They probably haven't even paid for it because, the villains.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
And they are villains, so they want to be, under the radar. There's a big red V there that's kind of like signaling what they are. But I like this. I do like this facade because there's a lot in the understatement of it because, like I say, it's emulating a temporary structure. Yes, you can't see too much in, but when you go to a con, you literally just see the front and the doors and you can't see what's going on in the halls or anything like that. I like the coloration. It tells you what to expect. The Vicious 6, it's Minion Blast, and I like it, so I'm giving it a 5.
Why is it Minion Blast?
Because you're
You're blasting minions.
Villains blast minions. It's Villain Con.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. I was going to go with Lee and Michelle on a 2 because I agree with them. And I think, Tracy, you helped bring up the score a little bit. My concern was, or not concern, but my comment on it was like, yeah, it's just a building. And I was going to do a comparison to like a similar building, right? Transformers.
Uh-huh.
And Transformers, I think, has a pretty badass entrance or facade. So it's like, it's not just because it's a building, you can't make something cool looking.
Yeah.
But to your point, like, yeah, if you're facade and theming it out to what it is, I think you're right. So I'm going to bump up my score from a 2 to a 3.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful, sir.
I mean, that's almost 50% higher than it was before.
Right?
Calm down, Chris. Calm down.
Okay.
Some like actual figure, like some actual people, not like real people, but like an actual, like Transformers has the Transformer up at the top, right? Like, could they have not just put like a villain up there instead of just a picture of a villain?
Yeah, they could have put a couple of statues at the side of the entrance.
Yeah. I mean, when I walk into the cons that I go to, there's like people outside in costumes and stuff, like welcoming me in.
Yeah. Okay. Next off is the story. Michelle, since you were talking, why don't you continue talking?
Okay. Story. I'm going to give. Well, let me talk first. Let me talk this out live. All right. So the way that I understand it, we're, as Tracy just said, we're at a con, Villain Con. So there are lots of things in there that are very villainous. The Minion Blast part, though, I still don't completely understand. Because when you are on the ride, you're not, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not actually like shooting at minions, am I?
Yeah.
You're supposed to, yeah. Villain.
Maybe I'm shooting at the wrong things. I thought I was shooting at like objects.
No,
and there's
are.
lots of times where I'm shooting at like villains trying to get a bunch of points.
Yeah, but there's also minions. There's a lot of minions there that you're supposed to be shooting.
One of the what you call it, in the app, one of the things to do is to not actually hit any minions, which is very difficult because they move around a lot.
Okay, so I guess it's counterintuitive for me to try to kill the minion. So maybe that's why my scores aren't super high. So I think the con part kind of gets lost on me, and especially if it's for people that don't go to cons, I would bet that the storyline would be completely non-existent, to be honest. It's a little confusing to me.
Okay.
So I'm going to give the storyline a 4.
Okay. I called it.
Snap.
You called the 4?
Yeah.
We both
Me and Tracy
did.
both held up fingers of how much we thought Michelle was going to give it, and we both said 4.
I wanted to give it higher because I like conventions, but yeah, I'm obviously confused. So
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little bit with Michelle on that. I get it, and especially if you watch the videos, I think the Q does a good job at kind of telling you certain things of the story and also your gun and how to use it and just gives you some fun backstory in there. But the ride itself, like the story when you're on the ride, it does. I feel like it just gets a little lost because it's just chaos happening at all times.
Interesting.
So I don't think the delivery of that story, at least during the ride, which I would consider that part of this scoring, right?
there's a
It's whole story.
disconnect. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bit of a disconnect. Like it's leading up in the beginning, like the first 50%, right? The queue, walking in, seeing the posters and all that stuff. It's telling a story. But then when you get on the ride, to me, it's just maybe too much stuff going on that you don't even know, and you're just finger blasting that gun.
Oh,
What? That
buddy.
is what she said.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with a 4 as well.
Yep.
I think
Called it.
that's around where it should be for me.
Alrighty.
All right, Tracy.
Yeah.
I was hoping.
I was hoping it would
gonna
be
get
Lee.
first. Yeah,
I was
so
hoping
was
it was
I.
going to be Lee
no. What
first.
I meant to say, Tracy. Next up is your husband, Lee.
Oh,
Lee.
good, because I've seen the faces. I really want to see what's coming here.
Right. So it's interesting that you guys say that you don't know what the story is for this ride and that the second half of it becomes confusing, because the whole story of this ride is that the villains have created a convention in Orlando because there are only 5 of them at that point, and the ride is you auditioning to join the Vicious Six to become the 6th member of the Vicious Six. So that's the story behind it, that the convention's there to get people in who are interested in being a villain, and then the ride portion is you with a gun showing your prowess of basically auditioning to become the 6th member of the Vicious Six. So as far as stories,
is the con a guise, or is it like an advertise, like for real? Like this is the auditions, come to it, or are they pretending it's a guise?
I think it's a bit of both.
Well, they
Yeah,
are.
it's
So
not-
why
it's-
is the
they are villains.
audition me shooting minions?
Because that's what they do. Because
Shoot
minions,
minions?
The
the
enemy.
minions are grooves. No one
Yeah.
else is.
Yeah, but he used to be a villain.
I don't
Yeah,
think
but he's a
ever
big
was
softie,
villain.
isn't he?
Yeah, but he's not now.
But do the villains in the movies go around trying to shoot the minions all the time?
I don't know. What else do you want him to shoot? That's got
I
nothing to
thought
do
they
with
were
the
trying to
story.
just wreak havoc on
They're all trying
the
to
world in general.
Steal
Yeah,
the
but I
moon.
think the minions get in the way of things, and then they have to like deal with
we're
them.
missing the point. You're not actually shooting minions, you're shooting them on the screen. It's an audition thing. Like when you do, so it's effectively the minion version of Men in Black.
Like the training room.
Well, yeah, I guess, but the whole thing, like you think about Men in Black, you're going to a space museum to find out about the universe and you, and then you get dropped in the middle of a training thing. It's a similar. The story's very
Yeah, but Men in
similar
Black,
to-
you're shooting aliens. You
Like real
the
thing,
training
not a
ends
screen.
at the beginning, and then you're shooting aliens. So are you saying the minions that I'm shooting on screen are literally minions on a screen,
No, yes,
or
it's a training mission to see how good you are, to whether you
So
want
it's
to.
like,
already got that part of the story.
It's like a police officer, somebody who wants to be a police officer going to the training academy and practicing their shooting on a video game, and then being like, yes, we hire you because
Yeah.
you're great at shooting in a video game.
I
That
really
what you're saying?
hope
Seems
that
legit.
the training that they do is not shooting a bunch of people on a video game screen.
But it's like, I mean, you've basically just said the
Hilarious.
same thing. The training room in Men in Black, basically they took that and made the whole ride of Minion Blast out of it. Anyway, to cut a long story
Okay.
short, that is the story, whether you like it or not.
Well, it's obviously confusing.
Only if you don't pay attention in the queue, I guess. I mean, Chris has said that they do you a good job in the queue of telling you the story, and yet he doesn't
You
know the
reminded
story.
me.
Apparently not.
Well, you reminded me of that they are looking to hire a new villain. I do remember that now that you say that, and they do tell you how to use the gun and just talk about the villains. But like I said, like up until you get on the ride, like even when you're going through the queue, you know that they're telling you a story. You're at a con, but I lose it when I get on the ride, because then it's like, what is going on here?
Because that's the training. That's your
That's the audition.
yeah. Basically, that's
Is there a part that it goes, all right, guys, let's go, just like they do in Men in Black?
I don't know.
Like, here's the training. No, not really.
I don't know. At that point, I'm trying to get my phone to sync up to the bloody gun, which usually takes forever. So I'm not paying
Right.
attention to anything else.
See,
So
there's
s-
another disconnect in the story.
So as far as the story goes, it's not the best.
He's gonna give
It's
it a
not
10.
the worst. Look, it's going to be. I wish we'd done Men in Black first, because I think it would have been a very interesting conversation. Because I think doing the story for both of these attractions is going to affect our score for the other one. And I wish we'd done Men in Black first. As far as the story goes, for a reason of you being there, I think it's pretty good. Honestly, like it's kind of generic as far as theme park attractions go. But it what else does it need to be? So I'm going to give it a 6.
Called
I
it.
knew it. I had my hand raised up, showing
Yeah.
Michelle.
I saw it.
I called that too.
All right, Tracy.
Yeah.
Prove us all wrong.
Well, I see all points. There's a definite divide between the con, the queue, and the actual ride part. There is a disconnect, and I think it's because you're getting your guns, and it's not really explained that you are now going into that simulation
for the exact reason I said, that
but
people are paying
so much,
attention.
Yeah, there's
to
so much
their
going on.
guns synced
Yeah,
up.
and
You can't tell
that's
a story
it.
at that point.
And make sure you're on your spot for at least 10 seconds of the ride. Even in the first part of the queue, which we'll go talk about later, you're starting to get your theme in as you would going into a con. It's beginning to tell you the story. You're getting your adverts already. Things are being set up for what you're going to see when you've got your gun and you're on the ride. And you get in and it's like a con almost. I mean, obviously you don't have manned booths or anything like that, but there's all your adverts and your tables and things that they're selling, which I love. And I love the big map of the con hall and all of that. My favourite part, and I know you guys all know this, is there are paint swatches on the wall, and I have to take a photo every time because I'm convinced there is one called Bulletproof Purple, and you cannot convince me otherwise that is not for BTS. So, yeah.
Okay.
I think I showed that to Audrey, actually. So,
Okay.
yeah, you cannot convince
Have we
me.
written this with Audrey?
I think so. Or I've told
Yeah, I think
Audrey
so.
about it. Definitely. Yes, we have. So, I like that side of it. It's colourful, it's bright, and it gives you a lot of information. Which, if you take note, quite a lot of it you're going to see in the next portion. So you get your gun, you sync it up or you don't, and then you go in. And this is where I actually forget that it's an audition because I'm too busy with my competitive head on. I've already studied my form in the app, and I know which what they're called, Lee?
What your
You
goal
sign
is.
up, yeah, you sign up for the not a quest.
Challenges.
It's not a challenge.
Challenges.
They've got a name. Anyway, I know which one I'm going for next. So I am hyper-focused and I'm looking for these items and that's what I'm collecting. And I know we try to have 2 or 3 on the go at a time, give myself, the best chance. And I'd love to beat Lee, but it's not going to happen. But I've got...
Yeah, thank you, Guy, for giving me all the tips on our last
yeah.
trip.
It's... The last time we were there, I got a gun where the sights were straight as well, and it was absolutely amazing. I was on fire.
And you were the only one that didn't get on the leaderboard
I know.
out of the 4 of us.
I know. Disgusting. But the missions.
Missions,
Thank you. For me, it's a lot of fun.
We're talking about the story.
I know. No.
that's the story.
I'm saying it's a lot of fun because every section you go into is progressing, like the story and getting you to that big bad at the end. Apart from having to remind myself that actually I am still in part of a story during the ride. You see, that's the thing. I agree with the disconnect, which makes it less cohesive than it should be. So I am going to, in my head, score them both differently and add it up. So, and I can't do halves. A 6.
Oh, I expected a 5.
Yeah, me too. That's what I had raised.
Yeah.
I actually decided 3 and 3.
I wish to go to Universal.
Right, off you go. We'll beat to the edge of the Forbidden Forest.
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin.
Okay, next up, we have worth the average wait. Now, this one, as per insert website here,
thrill-times.com.
it is 7 minutes.
It's about what it normally is as well, to be fair.
Yeah. Honestly, I've never seen it higher than that. I'll start us off on this one. I think, yes, it is worth the 7 minutes. I don't think this is a ride I would wait too long for. Even at 7 minutes, I'm not usually going on it. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, I mean, still at 7 minutes, it's a decent let's go pop in here and do this, especially if you have people with you who've never ridden it before. So for that, I will give it I'll give it an 8.
Ooh, I heard the deliberation.
I know. I did not call that one.
Let's see, Lee.
I love this ride, and especially so we rode it with our Universal Great Britain podcast host Guy and Dawn, and Guy knows his
Oh,
when it comes
he
to
does.
this ride. So he was giving us all the hints and the tips and all the rest of it. And yeah,
He's a villain.
Tracy was the only one out of the four of us that didn't get on the leaderboard that morning. It's one, the fact that it's generally a low weight means it's one we'll just jump on all the time because we like it and because it's a short wait. We'll bang it out 2 or 3 times.
Oh, that's what she said.
In a row. But I do genuinely like it. I kind of, like when we first rode it, I loved it. And I was like, I think if we were to do our ride rankings now, it would be my number one.
We both have the same.
And then we went back
I
again.
remember.
And I was like, I didn't like it as much last time. And then we went back again this last trip and rode it a ton. Even though we didn't spend a lot of time in those parks, we probably still rode it 6 or 7 times.
It was walk through every single time.
I really like it. So for me, how much this ride is worth a 7-minute wait is a 10 out of 10 for me every time.
Wow.
It's 7 minutes. Wow. I love the ride. A 7-minute wait is nothing.
I was not expecting that.
It's a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry.
I had it down as a 9. Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Michelle.
Okay, worth the average wait of 7 minutes. I mean, 7 minutes is nothing in theme park world. That being said, I still don't ride it very much. That's a tough one for me. I'm not a video gamer, like even at home.
Yeah, you've said that about Super Nintendo World, haven't you?
Yeah, like it's just not my thing. I mean, it's nice to get in the AC and it's nice to get out of the weather if, there's rain. I mean, and it's a good time. And I would probably like it more if I do dig into the app and like look at the missions and stuff like that. Cause I can also get competitive. And I like, if anybody wants to see my Funko Pop collection, I obviously like to collect things. So that would probably ignite my fire a little bit more for the ride. But as it stands right now, I still, even at 7 minutes, don't ride it very often. I don't think I've ridden it in my past at least 2 trips there. So I'm going to give it a 7.
Oh, you called it originally and
yes.
I changed it to a 6. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Grace?
I feel like I've already gone because I love this ride. I love the fact I can walk on, blast a load of things, go,
That's what
God
she said.
damn it, I didn't beat Lee. I need to go again. I walk around and be back in blasting again. Absolutely, 7 minutes is nothing. It's not even long enough to drink a drink while you're walking through the line. And I was really shocked that Lee gave it a 10. I was expecting a 9 because I was thinking 10 for myself. So there you go. We're in agreement on that one. I think it's worth the wait. 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
yeah.
That's a high score. Yeah.
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 Next up, we have the queue. Tracy, start us off since you have not yet.
Well, it's a long line with some switchbacks, and we do have 2 queues really. We have the outdoor portion, which is still covered. Apart from that one little bit where it's little sails, and when it rains, you still get very wet.
Which we have.
On one of the few times where we have actually had to stay in line longer than 7 minutes. Like I said earlier, I like the fact that you've got the funny adverts as you're going in. You've got your screens that are telling you the story and telling you what's going on. And that's just the outdoor part. And then indoor is all bright. It's colourful. There's lots of things to see and do. And you don't have to stay in line. You can step out and take your photos and explore it all. And go and tap the RFID thing for your awards, which I recommend you do. I like the queue. I'm giving the queue a 7.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay. I will go next. The queue, I think they do a fantastic job on this ride. I think it's one of the areas that the ride shines, especially on the outside. It's all right. Once you get to the inside portion, when you're like inside the con, it is amazing. I love it. In fact, I think it's probably, I don't know if I said this already, my favorite part of the ride. So I'm going to give it a 9.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. Next up, let's go Lee.
I'm genuinely quite surprised how high you've ranked the queue on this, because for me, it's a queue of two halves for definite, like Tracy said, because that first half is just kind of boring. Switchbacks, there's nothing really there.
I didn't say it was boring.
It is boring. I've just said it's boring. There's no there.
There is. There's adverts and there's tellies.
Brilliant. Commercials for those in the US, by the way, adverts. And then the actual villain con itself is a tiny little room. It's cool, don't get me wrong. It kind of goes back into the average wait time as well that Tracy said, where that RFID tag is to get your collection. You're like, you haven't really got time to jump out and get it because because the queue moves. I always get stressed when I need to get that because I had to change my account over because I had a lot of hassle with my Universal app account. So I had to grab it last time, and it's quite stressful because technology doesn't always work as well as it's supposed to. So for me, the queue is okay because the actual con bit of it is the smallest portion of it. You kind of get away with it a little bit for the fact that the line isn't that long, so you're never waiting in that long, bland corridor. Well, there's two corridors, isn't there? Because there's the switchback bit,
yes,
and then the corridor that actually goes down into the building, which is even worse than
that is the bad one.
That section.
But there are some funny adverts.
I'm going to give it a 5. I don't think I can give it that much more.
Wow.
Yeah, making me rethink my 9. But go ahead, Michelle.
I know. So I have had a little bit of time to think. Thank you for letting me go last, Chris. So initially when I think queue of this ride, I think the con part that's inside. Like that part is obviously the part that sticks in my brain. So that part itself is fabulous. Like 10 out of 10. That's not my score, but I'm just saying that one part is awesome. But I had to remove myself from just that one part and think about the entire queue. So like Lee and Tracy both said, the front part is just, straight lines, some posters on the wall, some funny posters. And yes, some funny, things on the TV. But nonetheless, very boring and very non-eye-catching and sometimes uncomfortable because there tends to not be much of a breeze in that area.
No.
And so there's that part. Then you get into the cool area, but that part's pretty short where the con is. That's pretty short, but I do like that I can get out of line and explore and whatever. The part that I don't think anybody has really mentioned very much, and it's the part that drives me the most insane and actually causes me great stress. That's the part right before you get on the ride, and I consider that to be part of the queue, where we're having to get our guns and sync our guns and then get back into the queue to then be like hurried very quickly onto the conveyor belt and stand on your dot. Nope, not that dot, this dot. Like it's very chaotic.
It is.
That whole process is terrible. And I wish that they had laid it out a little bit differently or spread out, like maybe had us pick up our guns a little bit earlier so that it's not like so much. And then also the syncing part, like that is that even for the best of us, even for the most technologically savvy of us, that sometimes is a bitch. And there's not very much room anywhere for more than just a couple of people to stand to the side and give that process time. So that wasn't well thought out. And then the rushing of the getting onto the conveyor belt and standing on your dot is completely unnecessarily stressful.
Yeah,
so
it is.
That part of the queue dropped all the rest for me. And so I'm going to give the queue a 4.
Yeah.
I truly regret my score.
No, that is your score, Chris. That's what you gave it.
That was very
but
nearly
I kind of scored it. So like, I didn't think about it in a grander sense. I kind of scored it as I hate other areas of this ride so much, and this is where it shines the most. So I wanted to give it praise there. So I don't know. We'll leave it at that. But I know we're ranking this against everything, so I got to keep that in mind. All right. Overall ride experience. Now, this is going to just be more for our enjoyment. What do we think? And Lee, start us off on this one.
Overall, right, this is where it gets interesting, isn't it? Because we kind of basically taken everything that we've rated it on so far, putting it all together and giving the ride an overall score. So it's like, I love the ride, like I've said. My competitive edge comes out, especially now I'm starting to understand it all. I love the fact that you've got that integration with the app. I agree with Michelle. It is incredibly stressful, like getting your phone synced up. But as long as you can, having that extra thing to it, I think is great. You know, you've seen how much we've seen it incorporated into Super Nintendo world now at Epic, and I love that. I love those power-up band things over there. And then also in like the second generation ones over in Place Cachée as well. So this was like that initial testing of it, and I love that we've got these extra things. I mean, when Tracy first found out that there was all those RFID tags all around Minion Land, she was just like, "I'm just off for a second."
I didn't tell anybody where I was going.
Like, what the hell?
I was gatekeeping.
Could the ride portion of it be better? Yes, having to stand up when you're in a theme park, tootling around all day and your feet are knackered anyway, isn't the best thing. The targeting is terrible, and I know they do have plans to kind of try and overhaul the software for that and make it better, but I still just enjoy it, and I find it a lot of fun. And again, it's something that I enjoy and I find fun that I can jump on without it taking up a huge part of my day, and that's a big thing for me. That's because those parks are starting to get really busy, and the rides that you want to ride generally have long waits. So to have something that I genuinely like, that I know I can get on within 10 minutes, is a big deal to me. So I think I'm going to give it a 7.
All right. Let's see. Tracy.
Yes. I love this ride. It gets on, and I don't care because that keeps the line down, and I can get on that and have as much fun, because it's a basically detach my brain and just, it's balls to the wall fun for me.
Well, the thing is, sorry Tracy, just to jump in, there's another ride in this park that we're going to rank at some point that has very similar attributes to this. Not in just things we've talked about, that is going to get ranked way worse than this.
Oh, probably. I'm competitive. Everybody knows this about me, you know, and I'm competitive with myself. Never mind everybody else. I love it. Yes, the initial part of the line is a little boring, as people have said, but I'm always laughing at all the bad jokes that are in it. I always have a lot of fun, and what I actually did, and I had a score in my head, and I went through my other scores and found the average, and it actually was the same as the number in my head. So because I have a lot of fun, and because I just like blasting everything, and some days I go in and I am an absolute villain, and all I aim for is minions.
Yeah.
And, you know, other days I'm on point and I'm getting everything else, trying to steal all the stuff. I am agreeing with Lee, and I'm going with a 7. Okay. Which, like I said, was my average as well.
Michelle?
Well, I am going to have to be the villain here and not be as nice as Lee and Tracy. The overall ride experience, you know, I don't know. There are some aspects of it that can be fun if I'm in the right mindset. Like if I'm feeling competitive at the moment or I'm a little bored with the rest of the park, or the wait times are too long and there's nothing else to do, and I want to go and like maybe increase some of my scores and stuff in the app. I mean, it's just a little something extra to do. But would I ever like choose to go in there to do it because I think it's fun or because I love it? No. If I had somebody with me who had never been to the parks before and we couldn't do all the things, this would be one of the things that gets like cut off of the must-do list unless there's time left over. And honestly, like when it was announced and the hype was cool and everything, and then the first time I rode it, I was like, what was that? And let's not forget my feelings on the fact that we stand, and I don't want to ride on a ride that I have to stand on. I'm going to give it a 1.
What?
Whoa!
Yep.
Wow.
Like literally, it has a 7-minute wait, and 9 times out of 10, it's still not enough to make me want to ride it. So it takes up such a big blueprint
No,
There's
not
like
really.
there's so much. I mean, not huge as in like Rip Ride Rocket huge, but there's more. I'm sorry, there's more they could have done with that building. So, and it's
Wow.
like prime real estate, and that's what they chose to put in there. I'm a little salty.
Obviously. Wow.
I have no words.
No.
Wow.
That's a pretty rough score. That's
Yeah.
a pretty rough score. You're beating my score, by the way. I'll tell you that much.
Hey.
Overall ride experience. So, I mean, we kind of talked about all the different aspects in there. You know, Michelle brought up a fantastic point, which is it's a standing ride, and that's the last thing that we need in a theme park that you're walking around all day. I think this ride would have ranked higher if you had something to sit on, even if it's just like a quick 2 minutes off your feet. Right?
Yeah, like Buzz Lightyear. Like, it's a terrible ride, but hey, at least I get to sit down and rest my feet for 3 minutes.
I would ride VillainCon every minute of every day above Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin.
See, not me.
So, with that being said, and I just want to kind of, because I keep on thinking about this while I'm trying to come up with the score, is if you ask me this question 4 years from now, it'll be a different score, I think,
Of course.
than it would be from now. And so right now I would give it overall like a 3.
Wow.
And the reason why, it's just, I think Michelle said this earlier, and I'm in the same boat. I don't know when's the last time I rode it. It's probably been a few
it was probably
trips.
when Tracy and I dragged you and Alexa on it.
There you go. If you ask me to ride it, I'll go ride it. You won't see me going, hey, let's go ride this.
No.
So it's pretty low on the list. Now, with that being said, I just want to throw that honorable mention 4 years from now, because I could see it change for me once Lucas is of age and able to do something like this. Then I will do it for that, and it will rank it higher. But for
that's
myself,
more because there aren't very many family-friendly rides in the park overall.
For sure.
You know, yeah.
But yeah, I think the fact that I haven't ridden it in a while speaks to what I think of it as an overall ride.
Yeah.
Wow. Right. So going on to our Universal, that gives it an overall total, by the way, of 110, which we've only done Rip Ride Rocket so far, which is close. We probably shouldn't have even done it, but whatever, I wanted to. We give Rip Ride Rocket
I think
a
that
51.
was right, because it's gone now.
And we give
Rip Ride Rocket had a 51.
51. So,
Jeez.
and VillainCon Minion Blast had 110, right? So if we were to add that into our Islands of Adventure rankings at this point, because eventually I'm going to mix it all together, it would put VillainCon Minion Blast above Dudley Do Right's Ripsaw Falls, but below the Incredible Hulk Coaster and Jurassic Park River Adventure. We're both on 115.
Okay.
Wow, it was that close. It was that close to the hole.
Yeah, 5 points off.
Oh my
insane.
God.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Very interesting.
Okay, we are on to our next ride, and that is Despicable Me Minion Mayhem.
Woo!
Everyone's favorite ride.
Yeah.
Right?
Hang on, let me... Oh, yeah, I don't need to pull up that facade.
If I haven't ridden the last one in the last few trips, this one is even further back. But the scores may change for all of us. So let's see. Facade. I will start us off on the facade.
Because
why is it easy?
Just go.
No, I really don't know. I'm trying to go off the top of my head. I mean, it's there's a banana tree in the queue.
We're not talking about the queue.
No, but it's the facade because you can still see it.
Depends where you stood. Anyway,
depends where you stand. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think this one is very similar to Minion Blast, where there's not a whole lot.
Dude, look it up.
Yes,
look
please.
it up.
Please do,
I
yeah.
agree with Michelle.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
You look up a picture real fast.
Yes.
Look at this. This is insane. I couldn't even picture this in my head.
Jesus. Obviously, that tells you the reaction when I went, this is an easy one. And Chris was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
This is amazing.
I swear, I swear to you all, like I literally don't ride this and I just walk right past this, probably looking down at my phone.
You must walk into the park and turn right. Is that what you
Seriously, no. Honest to God, like this is insane.
I don't even think he goes
you should
into
check
the
out
park.
the facade to this ride.
Wow.
All right, facade. This one's a very cool facade. I feel like I just
I'm
saw
going to
it
have
for
to
the
leave
first
all
time.
that in, aren't I?
No, it's an outtake.
No, I can't.
That you
There's
have
a
to be an
banana
outtake.
tree.
Facade on this ride. You know what? I'm glad I'm starting us off here because, guys, fantastic facade. You have their house. You have a giant Despicable Me sign. It's very highly themed for the ride. I'm going to give it, and there's a banana tree. In case you guys don't know, it's on the left-hand side. I'm going to give this one. I'm going to give this an 8 for facades.
That was fun.
Lee, I got to give you guys content for the outtakes. Lee?
Yeah, that's why I said to you, this is an easy one.
Yeah.
Because as far, like, you've literally got 2 Despicable Me attractions next door to each other. And when we're talking about, like, across the road from each other, and we're talking about the facade, they couldn't be any further apart.
Yep.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Because this is exactly what you would expect it to be. It's Gru's house with his cars parked in there as well. And there's I haven't got the picture up now. I've took it down. Isn't there little minions like up like
on the side,
messing
up at the
around
top.
with like electric cables and stuff in there as well, which I think light up on a night, because I think they did that recent. That's a new addition. It's like, as far as for what the ride is, the facade's awesome. I'll agree with Chris. I think it's an 8.
Michelle?
All right. Yeah. So the facade on this is really cool. Like, it's massive. The Gru's house is huge, and whatever, like,
Whose house?
if you didn't,
Gru's house. Say what? Sorry.
if you didn't know anything about the ride at all, that facade makes you want to
Yes.
go on the ride. Like,
Yes.
go in, like, let's enter it. I
I'll
don't
agree
know
with
what's
that.
going to happen, but I got to go in there.
Yep.
It's so super cute and so incredibly themed out. That being said, I don't think it matches what is inside. What is inside as the actual attraction. So facade, I think I'm going to give the facade a 9.
Whoa.
It draws me in. It makes me
Yeah.
want to go in there.
No, you've made a really good point. It completely fools you into thinking it's a ride worth riding.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gracie?
Yes. I agree with all the previous points. It's such a detailed facade. You know, it's literally got everything, and it's just so cool to, you know, anybody who's a fan of these movies, just to see that house is just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
that is awesome. And, you know, like you said, you've got the minions in the sign that now light up and everything. The only thing that makes me sad is I've noticed from vlogs that the posters on the outside are really sun bleached, and some of them you
You
can
mean
barely.
along the actual like shore building?
Yeah, which is a bit of a shame. But that's, I mean, I guess that is still part of the facade, but I'm not judging on that. I think this is a lot of fun. It's very detailed. It literally is just lifted from a cell of the movie. Yeah, it definitely holds a lot of promise. But, you know, that's why it's despicable. I am also giving that a 9.
Wow.
Yay!
All right. UUOP is brought to you by the Producers Club. Join today and get bonus episodes, chance to be guest host, be part of our awesome Facebook community, and more. Head over to uUOP.supercast.com to subscribe. Shameless plug.
Next up, we have the story. And Michelle.
Okay. I think we all know, or if anybody's been listening to the podcast for any length of time, we all pretty much know what Lee and Tracy's answers are going to be on this part. I love the story of this one. I think it's cohesive from beginning to end. It all makes sense. There's never a point of confusion for me at all.
Michelle, would you like to tell everyone what the story is?
Oh, you want me to tell you the story? So we are going into Gru's laboratory, basically, and he's experimenting. He's found a way to turn humans into minions. So there's that part of the story. But then, of course, the girls are a little mischievous, and it's also going to be their, I guess, what we call gotcha day. And they want to give Gru a present, but Gru is surprising the girls with a gotcha day birthday celebration. And in true Minion fashion, we get turned into minions and cause all kinds of havoc, and I will leave it at that because I don't want to spoil the ending.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Yeah. So it's a really cute story, and it makes sense. Like, even from the first time I wrote it, I understood what was happening. And I think, like, the way when he turns us into minions, like, he tells us about that process in the pre-show, and then when we get on the ride and they make that happen, and there's the little screen right in front of you on the ride vehicle that, like, shows that you're now a minion. Like, those are all little details that I think help make the story cohesive, which is a big point for me. So the story's cute. The story is good. The story is heartwarming. So I am going to give the story an 8.
Okay. I'm going to go next. What ride is this again? No, I'm kidding. Story on this one. Funny enough, I agree with Michelle. I think for what it is, I think it's a cool story. It's fun. It makes me chuckle every time I ride it. I don't ride it often, but it's a fun ride. At least the story wise. I love rides also that have I don't know how to describe it, but basically like, you know, an adventure ride where you're like just chaos is occurring, where you're just kind of going through there, like think Back to the Future or even the Hanna-Barbera ride that was there before. Like I love those kind of like, oh, where to next? And this is happening here as you're going through becoming a minion and going to the conveyor belts and all that. So I think that's a fun part of the story. And then obviously very heartfelt and warming at the end, without ruining it. I'm going to give it a 7. Yeah. Tracy?
Yeah, I'm thinking about this. I do like the bit where Oobla, who's like King Goobot's brother, steals the rocket, and
who?
Then Jimmy Neutron has to go and.
Oh,
I'm still salty over losing that. It's an okay story. It's heartwarming. It's sweet. It's the girls and.
Should mean a little bit more to us than the average person.
Yes. Or the girls. I can't do it.
Girls.
Yeah.
The girls.
Girls.
And it is very sweet. And like you say, it emulates, obviously we're not supervillains with all these powers and we don't have minions, but it does emulate aspects of our life. And it is very sweet. It's not the worst storyline I've ever sat through. I am going to give that one a 6.
What? That's shocking to me.
How high it is?
Yeah.
How low she put it.
I think it's high for her.
Yeah, it is. I'm being very generous. It was emotional blackmail from Lee about the adoption story.
I remember having Andy on to talk about this ride at one point. We did a Real Fans crossover episode, and then we made him feel really bad. He was like, I hate this movie. Bloody Minions, I can't stand them. And we were like, oh, well, adoption and us and kids and all the rest of it. He was like, I feel really bad now.
Okay, bring us home, Lee.
It's just... The storylines for rides really are crap, aren't they? For the most part, they're just generic as hell. It doesn't really matter.
How many people really realise there are storylines to every ride, really?
Probably none of them, really. This is, I suppose the story really is why for me, the biggest thing about it is why you're there. And just because Gru's decided to experiment and they can turn people into minions... Just Expendables, kind of like one of the most generic theme park stories ever. But then I guess like the bit with the girls and the whole Gotcha Day thing, and it has been a part of our life for a long time. So it's one of those things. I mean, funnily enough, we actually rode this last December, so it's obviously something I'm aware of a little bit more because before this because it was freezing and we just ducked in there last minute before we went to, I want to say it's before we met up with Andy and Catherine, funny enough, to go to Toothsome. It's all right, I guess. I don't know. I can't give it more than a 5. It's okay.
I called it. How dare you emotionally blackmail me and then do that?
I didn't
heard you guys talk about the story of like Minions overall and how you love it and you connect. How could you not connect to this?
It doesn't say that I connect. It's not about connecting to it. It's about what I think of the story, and I think the story's kind of
This is our walk past ride.
I've done it twice ever, I think.
Wow.
3 times. We've done it before the kids, with the kids.
We didn't do it before the kids because the kids, it wasn't there. We've ridden it twice.
Twice then.
And we'll find out when we rank the next bit why.
Interesting. Okay. Worth the average wait. Now, this one's 44 minutes, and I will let Lee start us off. Is this worth 44 minutes of your time?
No. That's why we've only ridden it twice, because it's never less. I think the only reason we rode it last December was because it was about a 15-minute wait and we had some time to kill and we hadn't done it and it was cold. So we're like, we'll just duck in here just to get out the cold and waste a bit of time, because it's rare that you see it under 50, like under 40 minutes, quite honestly.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like you walk in the park and it's always, you can always judge how busy Universal Studios Florida is by how long the wait time for Despicable Me, Minion, Mayhem is. And it's, you never see it less than about 40 minutes. And that's the reason I will not wait 40 minutes for it. Because it's very much a harken back to old school theme park attractions, which we've gone away from now.
Yeah.
The sit down moving theatre thing, especially because they took away the 3D. There's no reason to go and ride it. So is it worth 44 minutes? No, and I give it a 1. It's certainly not worth 44 minutes.
Okay. Tracy.
Yes.
Is this worth 44 minutes out of your day?
No. Nope. And everything that Lee said, just take that, put it in my voice, and also a 1.
There you go.
So,
okay.
Short and sweet. Yes, no thank
you.
you.
Guys agreed.
Yep, had to happen once.
Yeah.
All right. Michelle, is this worth 44 minutes of your time?
No. The only time I ever ride it is if I have Express Pass. And even then, I usually don't ride it unless I have somebody with me that is either new or doesn't like coasters, and therefore we have like limited attractions we can go to. Like, it's definitely not, I like it, but it's definitely not high on my list of priorities. And like Lee said, it is old school, which isn't, I mean, there's, you know, we all like, I mean, I like E.T. That's super old school. But then they took away the 3D aspect of it, which like knocked it down even more old school. And at this point, it just seems like it doesn't fit in the park anymore.
No.
It just doesn't fit. And the only reason why it has a high wait time is because it's such a slow load. Yeah, no, it's not worth that wait at all. I mean, it's cute. It's a cute ride, but not worth 44 minutes. So I'm gonna also give it a 1.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's another ride in this park very similar to this that I feel, I know for myself at least, going to rate much higher than this one. But we'll get to that later.
All right. Is it worth 44 minutes of my time? No, it's not. I'm
it
very
might
much...
be soon, Christopher.
What?
It might be soon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just echoing all the things that you said, even Michelle, just what you said as well. I don't remember the last time I rode it. Actually, the last time I rode it was because my niece was there, and it's one of the few rides that she can do. So it was more for that experience. But I hate queuing up for that ride. I hate how long it is. I feel bad giving it a 1 because I don't think it's that bad.
Well, that's the overall ride experience, though. This is just the wait.
I'll give it a 1 as well. Yeah. I don't ever wait. Like if it was 5 minutes, yeah, sure. But yeah, I just felt bad us giving it a straight 1 on that.
Is that the only one we've done that to?
I mean, there's probably other ones to be fair, but I haven't got them all. So.
I don't remember us giving anything a straight 1 before.
Okay. Yeah. Next up, we have the queue. Tracy.
Yes.
Go for it.
Be me. I'll be honest. I don't remember a lot. I know that there is the very outer portion is literally just concrete, and then you get inside. And the only bit I really remember is the crayon drawing of the family on the wall, because I love that. Because didn't we take a photo of the kids with that?
Yep.
And isn't the big rhino chair in the queue as well? Yeah. That's all I remember.
It's their living room.
Yeah, that's all I remember. That's it. And while they're pretty awesome pieces, that means the rest of it's not very memorable for me. But I have only been in 2 or 3 times. So twice. I'm trying to remember, because isn't it like Gringotts where you end up going into, like, you get filtered into a room and you're shown
there's the big
stuff. Yeah, like under the holding pen. Yeah. Which I don't remember. Dr. Nefario or whatever he's called.
Gru in the girls.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought we got our instructions.
No,
anyway,
it's Gru in the girls, because he does the whole fart gun thing and the fart spray comes out. And
no idea.
There's like the thing about unwashed, smelly people, theme park
God, you remember a lot
stuff.
for having written this twice. I'm sure it's lovely. It's not very memorable for me, so I'm giving it a 2. just because there was 2 things in it that I remember.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Almost one. All right.
Almost one.
Almost one, right? I'm glad you were able to recap some of that because I've written it more than 2 times, but had a hard time remembering what that queue was like. Yeah, I think that room you enter, and you said that's the girls' rooms, right? The first
it's the
room.
house
That's
living room.
the living room.
The living room, yeah. That's the one with the white walls and like
it's
very
like flowery
grand,
wallpaper, yeah.
I love that room. I think it's aesthetically pleasing. That aside, I know you go to another room where, like Lee, you were mentioning that they do the fart thing and they put the camera on somebody, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is funny. That gets a gag out of me every time. That aside, I can't think of anything else in there. Well, let's not forget the banana tree. It's a functioning banana tree that they cut the bananas off.
A functioning banana tree.
It actually produces bananas.
Yeah, because that's a real banana tree.
It is a real banana tree.
Banana.
I think it's awesome they have bananas there.
Bananas. It doesn't sound right in American saying banana.
Banana.
I'm going to give it a 3. And that's 1 for the bananas, 1 for the fart camera, and 1 for the cool looking room. Mr. Go.
So I think this queue is very similar to the one across the road from it. There's portions of it that are really good, but they're quite a small section of it, and then the rest of it's kind of So because you get in line and then you queue down the side of the building and then round, it goes round up against the side of the building and then in. And then once you're in, like say Gru's house's living room, which is cool. It's exactly what you would expect it to be. It's very well themed for what it is, but it's just a room that you'd sort of switch back in, and then you go into the room which your attention's on a big screen on the wall, which again is kind of, it's all right, I guess. It is funny that, but I feel like we've got away from that sort of thing as well a little bit, like the sort of pre-show things.
What? There's pre-shows and so many things.
But how many of them do you stop in now? Like Gringotts, you just walk through so much
Hagrid's.
now. Hagrid's is rarely there to stop, but Hagrid's is usually just open and you walk straight through it.
Gringotts.
Gringotts.
That one, yeah.
Monsters.
I'm just trying to think of the newer ones. Yeah, Monsters.
Monsters is the only one I can think of at Epic that has one. Oh, maybe Mario Kart. There's not as many as you think, as many as there used to be. It's all right as far as queues go. It's not amazing. I'll give it a 4.
Okay. Michelle?
All right. So I guess I'm going to be the oddball on this one in the opposite direction. And because I like the queue. Now, I have to preface that by saying I, again, don't go on this ride unless I have Express Pass. Yes, 1%er, blah, blah, blah. But 44 minutes is just not worth it. It's not going to happen for me. So I, 9 times out of 10, get to completely bypass that terrible part of the line, which is the first part where you're just outside in those switchbacks. So I do have to preface it with that. And I don't like that part at all. But once you go inside, I love the rest. I think I love the queue, like the next 2 rooms of this experience, more than I like the ride itself.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. That's not a difficult decision to make, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you know the movies, or you know if you're familiar with the movies, going into the living room area is really cute. Like if you take the time to just stand there and turn around and look at all of the little stuff that's all over the wall, there's some really like funny things and cute things that you can be like, oh my God, that's from the movie. There's some why can I not think of it? Like the creature heads, like the taxidermy creature heads, like on the wall. Super cute. There's the torture chamber with the like tennis balls on the spikes.
Yeah, the Iron Maiden.
Yeah, there's so many cute little details in that room that I love. Every single time I go in there, I'm just looking all over the place, and I think it's super cool. And then the next room with the pre-show, I always think is cute no matter how many times I see it. I think it's really super like themed. I love all the little funny things that you guys mentioned. I love Gru and his accent. It's hilarious no matter how many times, you listen to it. I love that like the floor vibrates. I love that we get the banana smell with the fart gun. It's very multi-sensory, and I like that room a lot. So I'm going to give the queue a 6.
Oh.
All right. Lee, why don't you give us your overall ride experience?
So, again, the fact that we've only ridden this twice and we've been like
a million
three times with, or let's say twice with kids young enough to want to ride it.
Yes.
It's just, I think the fact that it's, like I've said, a throwback to real old school theme park attractions with that moving theatre thing, and it's just kind of and taking away the 3D, and the fact that it's always a massive long wait will definitely take away something of wanting to ride it regularly. If it was like a 10 or 15 minute wait, would we ride it more? Now there's a question. I honestly don't know.
I would, because you know what? You get to sit down in the air conditioning for a little bit.
But then if I had these two, if I had this ride and the one opposite it, and they were both the same wait time, I know which one I'd go to probably every time.
I'd be shocked if it was 15 minutes. Either way.
It's okay. Like, we've already alluded to the fact that the facade promises so much more.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get, like, the oldest theme park attraction, like, ever. As I say, we've got one a little up the road that we're going to talk about at some point that I enjoy way more. I give it a 4, I guess.
Interesting.
Michelle.
Overall ride experience. All the things that Lee said, for sure. However, I have ridden it way more times than Lee has, so I think I have it fresher in my brain. I like the queue. I like the storyline. I like how I always feel like good when I get off the ride. Like,
whoa.
Like I mean, those seats, they do move the right way sometimes. No, but like I'm always smiling and like in like a feel good kind of like, oh, it puts me in a good state of mind afterwards.
An afterglow.
We're still talking
kind
about
of
the ride, right? Like Minions.
Yeah.
Okay, making sure.
That being said, it is old school. They took away the 3D, which for me changed it tremendously. Like there used to, I wouldn't call it a thrill factor, but there was a little bit more of some type of factor to it that it could make you queasy, you know, because all of the movement and stuff when you had the 3D glasses, like there was that little bit of concern that am I going to be able to tolerate it? I don't know if you consider that a thrill or not, but like they even took that little aspect away. So now it literally feels like I'm just watching a movie, sitting in a seat that's like moving around.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, like there's, I don't know, it's just weird. So this is a tough one for me. I get off the ride and I'm glad I did it, but does it make me want to go back and do it again? Not really. I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to go with Lee.
Wow.
Yeah.
After all that hype.
Yeah, we were expecting you to give it a 6.
No, because there's all this buildup. And then you're like,
no,
that was it.
Yep, that's what she said.
Right? You're like, okay, well, that was like nice. But
That's
I guess
what
I kind of
she
had
said.
that same feeling after I watched the movie at home, you know, like the Minion movie. I'm
Yes.
like, oh, that was cute.
It's a fun movie to watch.
Right. And that's how I feel after the ride. Well, that was cute. That was fun.
Okay. Chris, you can go next. Thank you. So overall ride experience, you know, we kind of went over the different parts in there and while I have some areas that I like more than others, the ride itself really has a big, you know, part of what I think overall of the ride. And it's nothing mind-blowing, right? Like we've discussed. But I, like I said, I just kind of enjoy these type of rides. And yeah, they are kind of a relic of theme parks. You don't really have these around anymore. And I think maybe that adds to its charm for me. It gives me that reminiscence of the Hanna-Barbera, like I mentioned before. So I'm going to go and give it a 5 as an overall ride experience.
Okay.
And Tracy,
That
will you
would
round
be
us
me.
out here?
I will. So, really like the facade. and then I like the exit. I am not a fan of this particular ride because it is not Jimmy Neutron anymore, and I am never, ever getting over that. Because we lost the best part of any ride ever, which was, Lee?
The booby bounce.
The booby bounce.
We haven't heard that for a while.
Made me laugh so much. Yes, it's a cute little ride. Obviously, as you've heard, I don't remember a lot about it. I am just weighing up, and I don't think I can give it any more than a 4 total. Because when you think about it, also, it's such a slow loader.
It is.
It's frustrating as hell, and there's no way I would be in line. Well, any more than about 20 minutes in that, and my back is already hurting because no, it's horrible. Hard floors, bad backs don't go together. So sorry.
Thanks for ganging up against me, guys. Appreciate it.
I know. How dare you give it a 5?
So as of right now, our Universal Studios Florida rankings are Villain Con at number 1, Despicable Me at number 2, and Rip Ride Rockit at number 3. That gave Despicable Me, Minion, Mayhem a 96 overall. So adding that into our Islands Adventure, it would have put it below Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls and above Flight of the Hippogriff.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh, this is above Flight of the Hippogriff, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, like substantially above Flight of the Hippogriff, like 22 points above it. And Doctor Doom.
Wow.
Doctor Doom and Hippogriff had the same.
You see, there's a problem now with Doctor Doom because I've ridden it.
And you like it.
Well,
yeah.
I didn't die.
Yet.
I wouldn't say I liked it.
You did.
No, I didn't like it.
You did.
But it was ticked off the list for another few years.
Anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
Another 2 ticked
right.
off.
This is so interesting.
I'm ticked
It's
off.
very interesting to break them down like this to see where we get them.
Especially when you weren't expecting it.
So just a little spoiler. If for those of you listeners who like this segment or this episode format that we have been doing, because like I said, it's very interesting to break things down this way. So we at Rush of Fear are actually going to steal this format, Lee, with your permission.
For the houses, no, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, for HHN every year. And we're going to start with this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right,
I think it's like a house overall. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
Oh.
Yep. So stay tuned. That'll be coming at the end of HHN season for us. But yeah, I think that'll be an interesting.
I think so, because it's different to what everyone else will be doing as well.
I
People
absolutely
like
agree,
when we do our rankings on here, we'll just be talking about the house in general. So it is very different to everything else. So you're welcome.
You realise as well that these are things that you could create templates to put on Instagram, places like that, and let people do their rankings. You're welcome.
Yep. So fun stuff. Fun stuff.
So Producers Club,
Oh,
we will be sending out the Google form to fill in to be part of our overall rankings for this. So look for that in the next couple of weeks as well. So, and I'll send the link to the Rip Ride Rockit one so you can all get involved.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, that is going to wrap up the podcast. And don't forget, we want you to rate the Freeze Ray Pops and send in your recordings, as well as sending us your How Bad Fast and Furious Supercharged jokes. You can send all of that to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. But for now, that's it. See you next week.
That's the end of another Stella episode of UUOP. Use the Flu Network to give you access to us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. And check out our blog at uuopodcast.com for everything else. Send your owls to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, jump down the warp pipe at uuop.supercast.com. It's alive on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else that podcasts are found. So please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you can. Dragons aren't the only way to get around. Email Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. Listen to them, Children of the Night, the children of the UUOP network. Rush of Fear, Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the theme park duo for all your West Coast news and info, the Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando food podcast, and the Port Key Passport, an adult-centric Disney podcast. Make sure to subscribe and come back next week, because in the end, it turns out all we needed was a little more of this.